Hey everyone, this is the demonstration on using OneSearch and the internet in general, mostly Google, to find the things you might need to look for when you're evaluating for currency, relevancy, and authority. And we're going to use a couple of types of resources, but especially look at books and articles because those are kind of when it's most important, I think. Anyway, so first we're going to do OneSearch. So we need the library homepage, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the OneSearch bar right in the center. And first I'm going to do a book. So I actually have a book title that we're going to use as the demonstration. It's called Media and Youth. So actually while we're doing this, you're going to kind of get a demo of using OneSearch itself anyway. So I know that that's the title, but it's not like the very first one, so I'm going to do a couple of things to help narrow it down. So I know that this book was published in 2010, so I'm going to change the publication date to match that. And then update. And here it is right here. I also, if it wasn't right there, the next thing I was going to do was to hit this book thing here that would have thrown out any of the academic journal articles or magazines or anything like that. The book's source type includes physical print books as well as ebooks. In this case, this is a physical print book. This is number 2 right here, Media and Youth, A Developmental Perspective by Stephen J. Kirsch. So it's not really talked about in any of the videos, I don't think, but you can have a peer-reviewed book, although it's just not that common. You may at some point get an assignment that asks you to find a peer-reviewed book. If you do, then you would probably just want to contact the librarian or come and visit the library, and we can give you some pointers on how to figure that out. So I'm not really going to go over that right here, but we are going to look at all the things that we can see here in OneSearch to help us evaluate whether or not we might want to use this book. So we're going to look for the currency of it, the relevance of the material, and also the authority, basically the author. Like, why are they a good person to be writing about this? So I clicked the title there, and what happens when you click the title is that you get this full item record. And since this is a book, it does have some notes, which a lot of times it's going to be the table of contents, or in this case, it's actually quite extensive, kind of with the table of contents and describing what things are in each chapter. You may get other notes like this one. It says includes biographical references, or bibliographical references, excuse me, and an index. So that's a good indicator that this person who wrote this book has done some research. A lot of time and effort went into it to find sources. They didn't just make stuff up off the top of their head and then write a book about it. Back up at the top, you can see the author's name has, it's a link there, so we can actually click that and it should do a search and show us all of the other things that this person has written. So this is a good way to check and see if somebody has written already extensively on a particular topic. So this person writes about stuff to do with the media. You can see, I guess they've done a couple of things on violence and aggression. So that one is video games, comic books, general, cartoons, there we go. Gender bias. So all kinds of good stuff. So we know that this person, from that, they have written apparently academic journal articles in addition to this book that we found that do have to do with the media. And generally young people, you can kind of generalize because it's mostly younger people who are interested in comic books and video games and cartoons. Although, like I said, that's a generalization. I do realize that it's not only younger people who are interested in those things. Another thing that we can do in OneSearch, let me see, let me go back to my other result real quick. Let's see if it'll do it from here. So, nope, we can't click the title. We can, actually, you know what? Let's go back to the Stephen J. Kirsch link that has all of the articles that he's written. And we're actually going to open one of these articles because what I want to do is see what we can find out if there's any author information on the article. And you can click the title like we did there, but ultimately you're really just looking for the full text. So I want the PDF full text. Let me click the title just in case. We'll see if it does say anything. There's a contact information here. Now this article is several years old, so he may not be at this contact anymore, but you can see this is a .edu email address, so it's from an educational institution. I'm not familiar with this Geneseo, but you can always look it up. Let me just open the article, PDF full text. Okay, so there is some information right here. I guess both these guys here, when they wrote this article, were in the Department of Psychology at SUNY, which is State University of New York, Geneseo. Apparently that's one of their branches. So then if this person is a professor in the Department of Psychology at the State University system in New York, then obviously they are a scholar on some things in psychology, and this person focuses on youth and the media. So we didn't address the currency yet, although we kind of did. Let me just get back to that book real quick that we started looking at. Okay, so here's the book. It was written in 2010. That's still pretty recent, but you would want to have, you know, kind of a conversation with yourself or just think on what exactly is your topic to do with youth in the media. And you would want to decide whether or not that's recent enough for you, or if there have been a lot of other developments since this book was published. And then maybe it's good for background information, but it may not want to be one of your sources that you rely really heavily on because it's not the most recent. So that's just up to you individually depending on your topic. There's nothing in this area anyway that's going to say yes or no right off the bat just based on the publication year. Okay, so while we're looking at this Stephen J. Kirsch, we found out pretty much everything we want to know by using OneSearch, but I'm just going to open another tab and we'll Google him real quick. Let's see. There we go. Okay. It looks like maybe this guy is still at that same university because he appears to have a web page that is at geneseo.edu. So we could click that. Hey, look, there's a picture, Department of Psychology. You can see the courses that he teaches. Sometimes professors, if they have their own web page like this, will have links to any articles or journals that they've published in. This one looks like he's just got some general links. And there is a link here under research for recent publications. So that was a pretty easy one. The other link at the top, there's an author page in Sage Publications. Sage is a journal and database company. So we can apparently go there and they have, this is probably a bio that appeared with an article that he published in one of their journals. So then you can read about him. You can find out where he got his degrees from, what he researches, any other things that he's written. Looks like he published another book on this kind of title, Children, Adolescence, and Media Violence. So it's a good bet that this person is going to be an authoritative figure on that subject. All right, so let's find an article. I'm going to do another search, just start fresh, and we'll do media and youth again. So we want to look at an article. Basically, you can do the same things. We eventually got to some articles written by that guy because he had written some others, but it's conceivable that you may not find any. I'll just use the top one. It doesn't really matter. It's just for demonstration purposes. So we can do the same. So we have our authors here. We can open the article itself and see what we get there, but we can just first try the title. So we have our authors, and there again, each of them links, so we can click that and see what else they've written to see how extensively they've written on this topic. I don't see any particular contact information here, but we might find that on the full text. I'm going to open that real quick. Okay, so it's taking me to this article in a different database, although it looks pretty similar. So I can get to the PDF here. Okay, finally it opened. Alright, so nothing here at the top of this one. We could check the end as well. Just scroll down there. Nope, nothing here. So that one, we didn't find anything. But you can always do the author search in Google like I did for the other person. So let me just go back to that result and I'll grab one of their names and see what we find. Just do that search here. So in this case, maybe this person isn't very well published yet. We may want to add something to our search based on what kind of article it was. So maybe media. We could just go back in and check and see if she's published anything else. She has published some things. There's drug and alcohol review. I'm going to add media to my search of her name. Okay, so this is that person. This one I don't know if you saw before, but it did come up in my search before. This person I believe also works at a university that's not in the United States, so we can check them. This is the university itself. You can see it's the same thing. There's this ResearchGate. I don't know what that is. Let's check it out. Apparently that's some kind of pay service, but so it's just kind of a little bit of information about some other publications they've done, and you can see where this person works. So they indeed are a professor, so that is going to give you an indication that they're qualified authority to write on this particular subject. So that's pretty much it.